So junior year, this is the make or break year. This is the one where you got to buckle down, boys.
Yeah, again, you got to show improvement. Year over year, sophomore year you did good. Junior year, do better. Now you need to start thinking about your SAT 1. You need to plan your SAT 2s as well. So you need to say, okay, I'm a junior. It's October, November. What am I going to do? Well, ideally, we recommend that you start studying now for the TOEFL as well as for the SAT. Plan your tests in spring for those two tests. That way you give yourself enough time. A mistake that kids make, a lot of students make, is that they try to take their SATs at the end of junior year and into senior year, and you just don't have enough time for that. You can't be studying after your junior year over summer. So we really recommend, if you've done it already, if you're a senior, you're about to take your SATs, it's going to be okay, don't worry. But if you have time, if you're a junior, we recommend that you start studying now. Plan your SAT 2s. Know which ones that you're going to take, and in spring start studying for the SAT 2s in addition to the SAT 1.
Yeah, and also, I mean, start preparing early and take tests often. This is a policy that's changed over at ETS. They're the company that makes the SAT College Board. Now they allow for score choice for the SAT 1 as well as the SAT 2. So you can take a test, and if you're unhappy with it, the colleges will never know. There are a few schools that don't allow score choice. I think Columbia is one of them. But all of those schools, all of those schools will super score anyway, which means they'll take the best possible arrangement of scores. So if one day you get an 800 on math, and then 6 months later you get an 800 on verbal, and then a month after that you get an 800 on the reading, that's a perfect score to them, even regardless of the other scores around. So there's no risk to take a test. So I like to say and encourage students to just take one in January, December, February. Get comfortable with it, because no matter how many times you do one of those paper tests in your bedroom or the library, it's going to be different when you get into that testing room.
And so what should you be doing in your extracurriculars? You know you have to be performing in the classroom. You know you have to be performing on these tests. In your extracurricular activities, now in your junior year is when you really need to start taking it to the next level. Instead of just being a participant in a lot of the clubs that you're in or the activities that you're doing, it's really time to evaluate how you can become a leader, how you can distinguish yourself and become an expert. So by this time, you might be doing 2 or 3 things. In high school, I did music, honor society, and I did a lot of volunteering, and that was pretty much it. But I really did those 3 things very, very well, had leadership in all of those. So you need to start thinking, okay, I'm a junior now, I need to start running for office, I need to start taking some initiative and planning programs and activities around my school, and I need to start entering myself into competitions to distinguish who I am in these extracurricular activities.
Yeah, and why is leadership important? Again, it sort of touches on the 2 aspects we've been talking about this whole time. One, it's good for college admissions. Your admissions officer sees leadership and they say, oh great, this is someone who's respected by his peers. This is someone who shows responsibility and dedication, and others recognize it. But also, it's really important for you to grow as a person. Leadership affords you the opportunity to be accountable to people outside of yourself. And when other people depend on you, it really brings out the best. And it raises your responsibility, your maturity, and as well as your engagement. So, anyone can join 10 clubs, show up for a few meetings here and there, update a brag sheet. But a leader is someone, who does much more than just showing up. They're the ones that get everyone else to show up.
And what if you're nervous? What if you're a little scared? Or what if you've never done something like this before? You're not really feeling like you're up to the task of standing up in front of your peers and getting them mobilized around you. Well, unfortunately, if you're not that kind of person, you've got a tough road ahead of you. That's what the top colleges want to see. They want to see you doing something with your peers and taking some leadership. So what I would recommend, if you are feeling like that, like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, talk to the people around you. Talk to your guidance counselors, talk to your teachers, talk to your advisors, mentors, parents, host family, and get them to give you that encouragement that you need to take the next step, take the plunge, and actually be a leader. What's the worst that can happen? Might not go anywhere, but at least you'll have learned something from whatever it is that you chose to do.
Yeah, and it's certainly not going to be easy, but that's the way with most things that are worthwhile in life. They take a little bit of effort and tenacity. And also just, again, you guys are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. You should start getting the practice today. And obviously, admissions officers will remember.
So you've got your SAT, you've got your academics. Obviously, push yourself harder. You need to be taking AP and honors classes if you can. If you can't, push yourself to your level. Don't go overboard. Don't overburden yourself and end up doing very poorly. Push yourself to the edge of your level and just continue to do that year after year. Summer is also really, really important in your junior year, after your junior year. You really, this is the point, just like you took your extracurriculars to the next level, you've really got to take your summer activities to the next level. For this reason, you should be done your testing, all done. I know this is, you may not hear this often, but you should be done your testing before your junior summer so you can take your junior summer to do something really fantastic.
Yeah, so what I did, my junior summer, I took a class at Harvard. I took a summer school class. And one of the most important things I did was I started working on my application. And this is something I'd strongly encourage you guys to do. Just start writing those essays, start looking at the supplements, and just start thinking about it. I know it's hard. You don't want to think about college. You don't want to think about applying. But it's going to happen whether you want to or not. And you'll be much happier if you get the bulk of it done over the summer than in the hectic craze of senior fall. Also, like we were saying, it's great to just step up those activities you've been doing. And again, if you've been going to a summer camp your whole life, now it's time to be a leader, a counselor. If you've been engaged in the same sort of research opportunity, now it's time to step it up to the next level.
And also college visits. Junior summer is a great time to go visit colleges and see the places that you're actually going to be applying to and say to yourself, is this a place where I really could see myself? It's important to do that if you can. If you can, it's not the end of the world. If you're doing something really great otherwise, then do that really great thing. But we do encourage you to try to get out to a couple of schools and just get a feel for the atmosphere, because a lot of times that can be what makes you decide that you want to go to a place, just the way it feels.
Yeah, although keep an open mind. There's not a whole lot you can tell about a school just by seeing the buildings and things. I know so many kids, they go with their parents, they get out of the car, they look around, they say, there's no way I could go here. And their parents say, how is that possible? You don't know anything about it. And they say, I got a feeling. I think that might be more reacting against their parents than anything else. But what I strongly encourage you to do is just sort of get a feel for it. And it's more about acclimating yourself to the fact that this is going to be a reality. And reserve your real judgments for after you've gotten into a school. When you go to the pre-frosh weekend in the spring of your senior year, because the school's content is really not so much the buildings or even so much the professors, but your classmates. And those are the people that are really going to shape your next 4 years. So make sure you get to know them and draw your judgments at that time.